The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Power Trading Hour with your host, David White. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. Now, David White.
And welcome, folks, to another excellent and important and special programs, The Path. As we come into this day, it's another excellent day for the Power Trading Hour. As always, a special edition brought to us by the Bond Vigilantes. And it doesn't matter whether you're wearing a fez in Casablanca or drinking Long Island teas in Sri Lanka, as long as you're here at this time.
The following takes place between 2 p.m. and 3 p.m.
So we're off, like I said, 20 points on the S&P. Dow's down 326. NASDAQ's up 44. Everybody's trying to front run fund buying here in the next couple of days. I suspect you want to do one thing, and it hasn't changed from yesterday, and that is keep an eye on the TLT. I don't care whether or not the Senate passes something. That was already known. Don't think that changed much anything other than it's one less thing to worry about. The big problem is Nat and Nancy Pelosi herding those cats, getting them to the point where they can wake up to the fact that the bond market's going to tell them what to do. Doesn't matter what they believe. Eventually, if they want to get reelected, they're going to have to wise up fairly quickly, and let's make a deal. What was that guy's name? I can't remember now. Money Hall. That's what they need. Yeah, no, you can share them. I just don't think it matters much. As I said, I'm watching the TLT because before anybody posts the news, it'll be in that. You'll see the move. It'll be $1.50 or $2, and it'll probably be almost instantaneous. So I've got my Northern Star here for the big ship that is the Power Trading Hour, and that's why you look at it. It's unmoving, unwavering. You know where it's at. Everything else, until the bond market flips, is probably noise in the market. You know, if you're trading short term, that's great. If you're trying to buy some lows out here, will you get some bounces? You will. Everybody's going to believe that something's going to happen, but my guess is that we at least go into Friday at the close, and more than likely go into Monday before everybody comes to Jesus on the subject. And then we'll be able to go. Fun buying will be here. Happy days all over again. The sky is blue. I don't remember the rest of that song. Of course, way before my time. But we shall see. Anyway, everybody's been trying to buy this thing for the last 3 days. They've been wrong every time. And I think that there's an easy answer, and that is just watch the bond market. They're going to give you a tip of the hat, nod of the head, maybe one of those little things from The Sting, where they thumb their nose a little bit. And that will be it. They'll let you know that it's safe to proceed. So I'll continue to watch that. I know everybody's getting kind of antsy and ready to move, and they know that fund buying's coming. So we got to get in there before we miss it all. But what was it that they said? I got it here. Hang on a second. There we go. The stock market is a device for transferring money from the impatient to the patient. And as I said in the den earlier this morning, when the S&P was up maybe 20 or 25 points, I still see a lot of impatient people. This is where a lot of people start making the mistakes, and that is getting impatient. They know it's coming, and we shall see. But the big money won't be playing this chop over the last couple of days. The big money will be buying something and holding it, even if you have to pay $1 more for it. It's probably going to be well worth it into the fall. I do think that we're probably going to go back up and retest the highs one more time before the end of before Christmas, if not exceed it. But again, we're going to have these kind of hiccups along the way. So that's anything else going on? Just interesting to watch Facebook answer questions today. Of course, they wrote a lot of their deepest, darkest secrets in their little diary, otherwise known as email. And today it's getting a proper airing in the House Committee on what Facebook has been doing with Instagram. But as a very smart attorney told me, never in writing and always in cash if you're going to do something or talk about something where you know you're wrong, and probably more than wrong, probably doing something illegal. But a lot of stuff in there that on the edge, not clearly saying those guys are there to the point of getting arrested, but not quite R. Kelly, but maybe a little bit more of a brown instead of black and white. But keep an eye on that too. 877-927-6648. Email me at path@tfnn.com. But I don't think there's a lot to do. I think everybody's trying, like I said, trying to get in front of fund buying next week. The people on the street would like to start marking this up so they can sell their wares at an inflated and bloated price through the next few days. But you know what? There's just not a lot there. And, of course, I like a couple of stocks. I've been saying it. They've been heavily shorted. One's up about 4% today. It's just that you can give that 4% back instantly and even more. I wouldn't be surprised to see the entire market fail tomorrow going into the close, just based on the idea that no one comes up with any kind of solution overnight, and I don't expect them to. If they get a solution, it's going to be late tomorrow. As I said to one of my subscribers earlier in the day, they got to make a good show of it. You know what? If you can't get what you want, you better have a lot of yelling and screaming going on. I tried the absolute best for you. I really did, but I didn't get it. But you know what? You can't just go, we ain't going to get it. That's it. There's got to be a kabuki theater in politics, and I'm waiting for that kabuki theater to continue unabated through the close tomorrow. Maybe they get something early afternoon. If not, probably Monday afternoon, something. So I'll continue to sit on my hands and wait for the whites of their eye, which I'll see in the TLT. Back in a minute.
Are you grinding in the market, but seeing little to no return? Or are you a successful trader, simply looking to make your job a little easier? Learn to take the path of least resistance with David White's powerful trading newsletter. David White is an accomplished trader whose deep understanding of technology and the markets allows him to consistently find and share winning trades. Support and resistance define the ranges in which stocks trade. By understanding these trading ranges, David White is able to find the path of least resistance. David White's trading newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, is delivered daily before the markets open to make every trading day an easy win. Visit TFNN.com today and subscribe to David White's Ultimate Trading Newsletter for $119 a month, and try all of our newsletters risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Take the path of least resistance at TFNN, educating investors.
What's separating you from the most successful men and women on Wall Street? That's right, information. Having all the information gives us the perspective we need to place the right trades at the right time. The TAS Profile Scanner is the premier market profile-based scanner. Powered by its acclaimed TAS proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner instantly filters over 2,500 plus global financial markets, such as stocks, ETFs, commodities, futures, and Forex. This powerful suite of tools leverages instant trade filtering and strategy formulation to show you emerging trades before they happen. For a limited time, you can save $100 off your first month by using the promo code UPGRADE, and you still get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Level the playing field with the TAS Profile Scanner, which you can find under the Services tab at TFNN.com. Sign up today.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Gotta do some history, as we always do.
Then it's all just a little bit of history repeating.
On this day in 1983, Microsoft releases their first software application, Microsoft Word 1.0. For use with MS-DOS compatible system, Word was the first word processing software to make extensive use of the computer mouse. Not coincidentally, Microsoft has released a computer mouse for the IBM compatible PCs early in the year. A demo version was also included with for free with a copy of PC World magazine. That was like a big magazine at the time. An influencer, if you talked about it today, marking the first time a floppy disk was included in a magazine. That became very popular also. And of course, this is all based on what is an accidental empire, which is Microsoft. A lot of people are very confused about what happened. In any kind of enterprise, there is a part of luck that comes into it. Of course, Microsoft's luck was that a guy at another company decided to snub the IBM folks. Bill Gates knew where another guy was that pretty much had an operating system ready to go based on CP/M. And he decided that, he wasn't going to exactly tell him the truth. Later on, I think Bill Gates had to give the guy a few million, but it probably should have been more like $1 billion after all the years. But that was kind of it. Now, interestingly enough, 3 years later, I would see a Microsoft Office product, and it was supposed to come out in 3 months. Bill Gates was the consummate demonstrator. I was also if I had to say I had a good talent, it was for demonstrating my products. No Ginsu knife, though. They were all electronic whiz bangs. But Bill showed off and navigated a product with 3,000 known blue screens of death errors in it. and did a 30-minute demo without stepping on a landmine, continuing to tell everybody it was going to be available in 3 months. And, of course, it didn't come out for another 2.25 years. That's what really known as vaporware. But if you're really going to ever trade technology, especially this kind of stuff, I really, if I can find it here, where is it? I know I had it. I know I brought it down. It's going to look like a little bird, because I had it. There we go. Where's the other one? Did I not bring it up? Well, doesn't matter. I should still have it here. There we go. Accidental Empires. The #1 book if you're going to trade technology. This isn't about trading. This is about how a lot of the stuff actually works. Written by Mr. Kringley, Robert Kringley. He had a weekly article in InfoWorld, and it was the kind of the Bible of what was going on inside the dirty underbelly of Silicon Valley at the time. And everybody would always rush when InfoWorld came in the mail that day to get into it and see what he had to say. He had a fax machine that anybody could fax him stuff, deep, dark, double top secret stuff from Apple and Microsoft and Oracle and all the rest of the companies. So if they were doing something stupid, generally the employees were more than willing to rat him out. This gave him access to almost all of the people short of the top, and he had a very interesting view. I love the subscript out here. How the boys of Silicon Valley made their millions, battled foreign competition, and still couldn't get a date. But there's a kind of a TV series, but it wasn't that good, from PBS on it. But the book still holds water all these years, and I can't believe a hardcover for $110. I'm pretty sure you can probably find it. Well, $13 for paperback, which sounds like a lot. But yeah, probably reason why that's $110 that people in Silicon Valley continue to read it to this day. But a lot more luck than you would think. Yes, Paul Allen was a little bit more involved. And probably the more interesting thing I saw in the news today was Steve Ballmer from Microsoft, who was able to hang on as a CEO for 10 years doing a whole lot of nothing. Saw him last night, and his claim to fame, talking up about how many toilets he's going to have in his new stadium in Los Angeles. I think the guy still does not get it. He was never comfortable in his own skin, but always a little strange too. And what can you say? But it was interesting. He's going to have one toilet for every 25 individuals at the stadium. And apparently this is going to be more toilets in one place than any other place in the United States. But, interesting. I don't know what the ratio is for toilets at other stadiums, but apparently he's very into it, very animated about his toilets and going. I guess he thinks everybody is a Depends commercial just walking around waiting to leak. But strange dude. Again, I'm not a big fan of any CFO becoming a CEO in technology. They just never take the risks. And all you have to do is wait 2 months after he left Microsoft to see what happened. Question about a firm. So I'm looking at the chart. You're just going sideways out of here after two big gaps. You get two big gaps. I'm generally one to say that you want to hang on for the third. So I don't know where you own this thing. If you just bought it, risk are much higher. But, man, if you get a big gap like that, and then secondly, you get a second gap, you generally have an 80% chance you get a third gap. So, this thing actually found support exactly where you would think it would be, around 102. where those double gaps are. In fact, let's look at a longer time frame. That double gap, how far does that thing go back? Those double gaps tend to be very, very good support. And this originally gapped on February 23rd this year. So affirm, that's where support is. You got risk down to about 104, 103, with an 80% chance that you get yet another gap, and then that would be the gap up to sell. My guess is this thing gaps up on above the previous high of 146.90, and then probably gives it up. So look for a big gap higher and affirm. We'll be back in a minute.
Are you having fun trading the markets but having trouble finding like-minded individuals to discuss your trading and investment ideas with? Become an apex predator in the trading markets and join the Tiger's Den Trading Room only at TFNN.com. The Tiger's Den is an exclusive trading room where successful traders from around the world come to exchange trades and ideas. Join the den and surround yourself with the sharpest minds in the trading world. Subscribers to the Tiger's Den are also the first to have their questions answered live on air and can privately chat with our TFNN hosts live during their shows. Interact with other tigers and tigresses as they share trading ideas, news analysis, and discuss the market action all trading day. Subscribe to the Tiger's Den risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee and become part of the TFNN trading community. TFNN, educating investors.
You could be making money off the stock market. And if you're already making money off the stock market, you could be making a lot more. Check out TFNN and Tiger TV and get expert investing advice to give you the power to control your financial future. Go to TFNN.com and find the newsletter for you. Whether you're into trading gold, metals, futures, currencies, or options, you'll get advice and analysis to help you seriously get ahead. TFNN also features trading services with a 30-day money-back guarantee for new subscribers, as well as TFNN's Tiger Den Trading Room, trading software, and educational webinars for all trading levels. And make sure you check out Tiger TV for free on TFNN.com or TFNN's YouTube channel for live financial content from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern on market days. Stop watching on the sidelines while other people get rich and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Thinkorswim. For more information, just click the Thinkorswim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
As we return, Netflix has a nice little pop here today, back above the noise of the while, up to 619 today. A little bit of a bounce. The union, which is which one? IATSE, basically the writers, and a lot of the other people that work behind the cameras are wanting an end to 54 straight hour work weekends and other things that a little over the pale that a lot of the people in Hollywood think that they could get by with or get over on their employees, mostly because these guys were pretty hungry after being shut down for so many months because of COVID. Now it's become something that they demand all the time. My guess is that the street is probably wrong on bouncing Netflix in front of the strike. But the votes this weekend, trying to figure out exactly when it comes through. But there aren't a lot of things like this that can actually change a great deal of what goes on. But both Disney and Netflix going to be probably heavily involved in this. I don't know which one, if either one of those it has more problematic working relationship. Disney, of course, I think actually has a bigger problem, mostly because of the molestation of very nice properties that they have that they've been doing everything they can to kill. CBS has been doing everything to destroy Star Trek. Walt Disney's been doing everything to destroy Star Wars. They spent a lot of money on this stuff, and then fairly untalented people continue to just destroy any kind of goodwill that was left in these movies and serialized. But you know what? What goes on, it's always been that way in Hollywood. The people that act like they know the most tend to get the most traction until their movies and everything start bombing, and then they're shown the door. In fact, one of the best documentaries that I've ever seen, and it'll blow you away, of a guy that actually spent his life in movies, is one called The Kid Stays in the Picture. And it is one of those movies that just shows you just how bizarre life for these guys at the top in Hollywood can be. But if you ever run across it, that's a great one. Anyway, I suspect that Disney's still coming back to 160, maybe 162-ish, something like that. And that would be, if we still don't have any resolution by Monday, we're going to go probably fill that gap. But just an opinion. Again, there's a few times you want to watch for stuff, but if you want to talk about everybody losing, like in a nuclear war, these writer strikes in Hollywood just mean that everybody's going to lose. But eventually, I think a lot of these guys that have been involved in literally showing up on a Friday and not making it back home to Sunday night, and not staying in a hotel, literally working around the clock on weekends, is probably a thing of the past after this weekend. I can't imagine them going forward and working with that. Got another question here. CVX. Take a quick look for Hector. Well, you got a nice move up here. Do I anticipate a pullback? No, I won't forecast one. What I will say, though, is you want to watch if this can close below the 9-day, or as I like it, the displaced moving average better. You need to see some higher prices in the next couple of days on Chevron. If this thing breaks, you're probably going to give back half of this bounce to 104.89. Not a forecast, because it really doesn't look that bad. A lot of these things have just been climbing these trend lines higher, and I wouldn't be surprised after this weekend, that we get a nice bounce. So I would just say if this thing opens up below this line tomorrow, it's going to be very problematic into the weekend. If you can hold and kind of wait for Monday, probably even more in the tank for Chevron. Hey, see what I did there? That's what you get paid the big bucks for. Okay, we got a couple of those. Give me a call today, 877-927-6648. Email me at path@tfnn.com. And we're still kind of creeping back up. 43.46 is the last tick I see on the S&P, which is still down 13 after being up 25 earlier in the day. TLT still fooling around. In fact, let's take a look at that. We have time. Yes, we got plenty of time. Okay. You really broke down what should have been support. You got that 138 level, which is really 139 level, which acted as support from about to April 15th through the first week of June before it started heading back higher. That is probably where you're looking to fight when we hit the low, even a lower low today, wasn't it? Low today is what, 143.65? Penny lower on September 28th. So you did test, and you're testing on lighter volume. So, yeah. But again, all these technicals won't be better than a warm ball of spit if they don't put anything together by the close tomorrow. They'll, like I said, for the last 3 days, they've been betting that they were going to get a deal. And I can't fathom that they do it without a lot of kabuki theater and shadow puppets and making the grand display. All I could think about when I thought about this earlier in the morning was the part in Animal House where they start talking about we have to make one huge feudal gesture. And I'm thinking the same thing happens before they come to God. Either before the close tomorrow or maybe on Monday. But again, I'm going to wait for it. 143.90 on the TLT. There's nothing out here that says anything better. But again, all they have to do is make a deal and we'll get the points. We'll be back in a minute.
Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
The technology around us is changing every day. With so much happening, it can seem impossible to keep up with all the information. David White's investment newsletter, The Technology Insider, is designed to give you all the information you need to understand the technology that shapes today's markets and tomorrow's future. David White has made his living staying on the cutting edge of technology. His weekly newsletter will give you specific recommendations for value tech stocks, as well as entry prices, target prices, and stops to set for each trade. Dave delivers his weekly newsletters every Friday with updates throughout the week. You can get the Technology Insider at TFNN.com for only $37.50. Sign up for David's newsletter, The Technology Insider, and get an inside look at everything the technology sector has to offer. Try it risk-free today with our 30-day money-back guarantee. TFNN, educating investors.
Are China A-shares hot or not? If you trade China A-shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A-share Bull and Bear ETFs. China A-shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
And probably a good life lesson here in one of the stocks that one of the dinners brought up today. AEZS, a nice pop here. One of the reasons why you probably don't want to be short a 60-cent stock, but I'm sure many people were. But you know what? If everybody thinks you're going out of business and the NASDAQ says they're going to throw you off the exchange, and you barely make it through the skin of your teeth of not getting tossed off, you can have a nice pop. Nice move out here today on this one. I don't see a whole lot inside of it, but certainly no reason to know. It was kind of a bet that it was going to make it. But apparently they're not getting chucked off the exchange. That's generally the death knell of these smaller stocks. That once they can't make the listing requirements of even the lower rung, which is the NASDAQ, the New York Stock Exchange is the higher rung. Okay, what else do we have here? I think I've got some more emails. Let's go ahead and check on that real quick. Okay. Question, what do I think is going to do the best? I think everybody else has already probably gotten into a lot of it. Some of these are back at decent support. Things like Google is back to this gap higher. Goes back to the, July 28th with a little under 5 million shares. Not bad out here, 1.2. So I'm not mad I'm not upset or telling people they're doing the wrong thing, trying to buy the lows out here, because a lot of these stocks are here. I just suspect it's going to mean that you need a lot more patience. And, you get a gap down tomorrow on any bad news. You can always buy later, because I think that the rally will probably be fairly extensive. You got to be willing to take 3 or 4 losses down here if you're going to buy before the resolution on the debt ceiling. Okay. 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 Question on the SMHs. Well, everybody thinks that everybody's going to try to get back into the SMHs for fund buying. They've been trying to fund run a few of these stocks. As you can see back in the chart, you kind of have a trend line that, man, you may be close to breaking on the way back up here. A little bit. If you get back into the trend line, it should be okay, or above. It was go back a little bit higher. But you can see a pretty decent line out here, but you're kind of deep into it this time. You really didn't make a higher high on higher volume either in the SMHs, so they've been a little weak for a little while. Could you get a retest of the high? Certainly. Probably the biggest sign for this was Micron's earnings miss. It's down to about $69 after earnings night. He had kind of a big wide-ranging candle down to $70.12 that never got to that $69 low after hours. It's still a great company. They had a fairly good earnings request. Earnings call. I didn't see anything really wrong with it, but basically that was one of those nights where unless you wowed, you weren't going to do much. But you got a lot of energy up off the 68.71 low, back up to that 76.92 high, and you came back with a whole lot less energy, maybe a third less. Would have been nice if there was a little bit less than that, but still pretty good for a high volume stock. You really only had a lot of volume yesterday, which was still back into that candle of August 12th, but with only half the volume. So I can understand why everybody who's chomping at the bit out here, but every time I've seen people chomp at the bit, it's been before they get the news. It's gambling. Let me put it that way. I suspect it's gambling instead of prudent speculation. You're betting on what's going to happen. And when it comes to Congress, politics, I think that's generally, maybe you know more than I do about it, but it's just always been a gamble to me. Prudent speculation. I always loved that term. I think there were a few people that talked that way, and they were back in the 1920s and 10s. They wrote the great books like Wyckoff's and Jesse Livermore's. But if you don't know what's going to happen, then, probably not a bad idea. If you have to feel like you got to do something, that is what options are for. But we'll see. Still off 11 points on the S&P cash after being up early in the day. It's hard for me to believe that we don't continue to try to sell off at least a little bit into the close. But maybe there's some news I'm unaware of, but I would have seen that, I think, in the TLT. 143.93. And like I said, that's going to move a buck before anybody can even blink in the equities market. So keep a close eye on that. Okay, what else do we have here? Question about Microsoft. They announced a big buyback. It's still headed lower. Yeah, my guess is they're not buying anything back, at least at the moment. One of the dirty little secrets about buybacks is they're all about threatening the short positions or big shorters in the stock. When they get a big position of shorts, they'll go back and buy and drive it up. And of course, investors, especially long investors in the company that have been around for a while, love a corporation that actually defends their own stock. Back here, is this about the low? I don't know. It'd be kind of tough. The new products look good. The biggest problem we talked about is that TPM module last week. Those are still very hard to get. I've got mine on order. It was supposed to be in to them and shipping today. They did the company I bought mine from was nice enough to send me a thing saying they think the company updated them and said it was going to be another 10 days. So I'm not surprised about that either. But if you don't have a trusted platform module, you probably don't want to push upgrading right now to Windows 11. Windows 10 is just going to be fine. There's not that many things. I'll go ahead and upgrade, but I'll wait until I get my TPM module. And then, as always, you back up your machine. And then you back it up again. And you back it a third time. As I learned in riding motorcycles, there's only two kinds of riders, those that have been down and those that are going down. And that's exactly the same thing with your hard drive. People that have lost their hard drive, people gonna lose their hard drive, back it up. We'll be back in a minute.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. For free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Markets can rise and fall like the tides. Subscribe to Basil Chapman's newsletter, The Opening Call, and you too can ride the wave. Basil Chapman is an authority in technical analysis. His Chapman Wave trading system has been helping traders identify trends and capitalize on momentum in the markets since 1984. TFNN invites you to test Basil's proprietary Chapman Wave trading methodology with a monthly subscription to the Opening Call newsletter for only $149. Your subscription to the Opening Call comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee, as well as daily market updates on key indexes, stocks, and commodities. Ride the wave! Sign up for the Opening Call risk-free today.
Are you looking for a secured investment which pays you on a monthly basis? The Tiger First Mortgage Program may be the program for you. The best rate on a 5-year CD in the country right now, according to Bankrate.com, is paying 1% per year or $1,000 per $100,000 invested. The Tiger First Mortgage Program pays 7% per year, paid monthly, on secured, high-value, buildable properties in St. Petersburg, Florida. The investment is for 4 years, paying 7% per year or $7,000 per $100,000 invested. Your investment is secured by high-value real estate in St. Petersburg, Florida. Your investment can be anywhere from $100,000 to $500,000. Do you want to make $1,000 per year on $100,000 invested or $7,000 per year on a secured Tiger First mortgage? The Tiger First Mortgage Program may be just the program for you. The Tiger First Mortgage Program pays 7% per year, paid monthly. For more information, you can call 877-518-9190. That's 877-518-9190.
Catch Tom O'Brien, professional trader and educator, founder of TFNN. Also, a special guest on CNBC. Tom will bisect and dissect the markets. The Tom O'Brien Show, next on TFNN.
And a question about what will go on with the TLT. If the TLT goes and continues lower, will equities go up or down? And here's generally what happens when bonds move and interest rates go higher. In fact, this is the first day in a very long time that housing rates went above 3%. Again, pretty low historically, but it's going to start putting a hit on some of the new housing builds, and that's part of it. But again, if the TLT goes down, generally those stocks that have to borrow the most amount of money will go lower. Those that have a lot of cash or that have easy time borrowing money, i.e., just putting more shares into the market if they need cash instead of going to the bank and borrowing more at higher rates, they can just do that. But this is where you do tend to see when interest rates are headed higher, you end up coming in on Monday morning to see your stock down 10% because they decided to start not liquidating, but start diluting shares because it's too hard to actually borrow. And that's really what you need. So there is kind of a tale of two cities with higher interest rates, and those are ones that either the customer, in the case of housing, or big infrastructure projects where company's building or something and have to get a loan on it, those tend to be under pressure, and the ones where people don't. So generally, it makes technology look fairly good where it's easy to raise cash. Probably still will be going forward. Harder on the big industrial kind of companies that rely on a standard bank kind of backing in the market, not a market-based access to cash. We'll see you here tomorrow, same bat channel, same bat time.